Ben Crump. Ben Crump is Al Sharpton 5.0. There have been a few Al Sharpton clones over the course of the years after Al Sharpton, because now we all remember the big, fat, jolly Reverend Al from the 80s and 90s with his Volkswagen hubcap size medallion, his James Brown hairdo, and fat as fuck. Now he's a frail old guy with a California raisin head, and it's like sad. He really doesn't. He's on MSNOW. No one watches it, and he's pretty inconsequential. But Ben Crump, he's the one now that just latches on like a tick to any black family who has experienced the tragedy of their future astronaut or surgeon being gunned down in the street. So Ben Crump, his latest case, he won a decision in a court of law for over $700 million just the other day. And if you know about legal fees and what lawyers are entitled to, and I'm talking about the few and far between, the rare find of a lawyer that actually has ethics, that diamond, it's a huge chunk of your settlement, like half, at least. A moral, ethical lawyer will take half of your civil settlement. So you make $1 million, he's getting $500,000. $700 million and change. It was like 700 and change. I mean, that's a huge payday for Ben Crump. So of course he's going to attach himself. Remember the salt-sucking monster from Star Trek? You just latch onto your face, and suck the salt out of your body. That's Ben Crump. So this latest case is, I read this, and I read the settlement, and it's this husband, he's a security guard, and he was shot and killed by a robber. The guy came in to rob an internet cafe. Now, this sounds, all right, he's a security guard in an internet cafe. He was shot and killed by a guy that came in to rob the cafe. So I'm reading the story and I go, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to this. And lo and behold, there was. This internet cafe was an illegal casino. So they got computers and they got gambling games and whatnot set up, and people would go in there and swipe their credit cards and bet, and they'd get paid out, I guess. There was money on site. And this guy had to be a security guard because they had been robbed already. And the people robbing this place were the usual suspects. They're black dudes. Black guys coming in with a gun and robbing this illegal gambling casino. So this guy, this father and husband, was a security guard. He gets shot and killed in a robbery at this place. And somehow, Ben Crump, walking around that courtroom, addressing that jury, found that the establishment was responsible for $700 and some odd million in compensatory damage to the family of this guy that got shot. I'm like, how does that figure? How does that figure out? It's an illegal place. I mean, who are you suing? Who runs an illegal gambling operation in some shithole internet cafe and has $700 million? So even though, Crump is supposed to get half of that and the family gets together, they're not getting shit out of that. They're not getting dime one. So the settlement doesn't really mean anything. But here's what the real deal is with this. It's something to blame someone, an entity that takes the blame, that is responsible for this guy's death, that owes the family $700 million, that isn't the black guy that actually shot him. Because Ben Crump and the family of this and all the supporters, they're not going to listen to Ben Crump shit talk a black man, even if he's robbing a illegal casino and shooting a beloved father and killing him. You're not going to hear like, who was this fucking piece of shit? Sue him. You're good. You got just as much a chance of getting $700 million out of the perp as you do the illegal casino. But perish the thought that Ben Crump says there is a fucking problem. Blacks are offing each other in record numbers. Even in this illegal casino, a black man, it's frequented by black guys. That's who's in this. It's not, you're not getting a commercial like the old days. The wonder of it all. And a white guy's rolling the dice and old ladies pulling the handle on the slot machine. These are black guys, desperate black guys taking EBT money or stolen shit or drug money into this to try to make a little money playing some fucking casino games in an illegal establishment. The fact that they needed a security guard tells you that this is a dangerous place. If you accept the job as security guard in this place, you have to understand the danger you're putting yourself in. And if you're a father to a family, maybe you should look for another line of work. But Ben Crump not saying a thing about the fact that a black man shot another black man and killed him, a family man. That's where the judgment against the illegal gambling casino comes from. And they are now going to push forward with they want Lewis, is that his name? I don't even know what his name is, but a law with his name. They're trying to pass something that it's a law that would put greater oversight on illegal gambling casinos. That isn't what killed him. A black man committing armed robbery shot and killed him. How about you move forward with a law that takes murderers off the streets? How about that? They are so fucked up and delusional, and they don't want to address the actual problems. We see this all over. Brandon Johnson over there in Chicago is the mayor. He doesn't want to look at the real problem of the black-on-black gang violence and murders going on in his city. So it's something else. We need a safety surcharge that businesses have to pay, and we'll put it into programs that'll prevent this and that. No, you need your Chicago police to rack a few fucking heads. But they don't want to look at the real problem. And this is such a case of being so delusional on who's doing this, what the problem is, and let's try to fix the problem, that they want a law against the illegal casino because a black man shot another black man. Let's watch some of the videos. This is Ben Crump saying gambling is, I guess it's racist. I don't know. The security guard was shot. Let's hear the take on this.
This is how they lure people to come in that are already struggling. They give you a free meal, chicken, pizza, Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid!
People come, and they're taken care of while they're gambling. It's like...
Could you pause? This is... What does this guy think he's fucking breaking some new ground here? Does this guy think he's telling us something we haven't heard before? Have you been to Las Vegas? Have you been to Atlantic City? Have you been to Foxwoods or any of the other numerous casinos that are popping up all over this country? Yeah, they give you food and drinks. Even better than Kool-Aid. They'll give you rum and cokes all night long as your ass is in that seat. And food, same thing. They're called comps. Rooms, they give you that. And you're absolutely right, African man. They are doing it to lure you there and to keep you there. And this is not a racial matter. This has nothing to do with race. From the most wealthy Asian whales that fly in to the casinos in Vegas, to the lowly fucking last quarter in their hand elderly person who took the jitney there. They're trying to get everyone's money, and they'll do whatever it takes, regardless of age, race, creed, religion. They just want your money. And it's the biggest, fanciest casino or the littlest shithole illegal casino like the one you're talking about here. And yes, they go for desperate people. They don't have any sympathies if you're broke, if you have your kids' college money out on the table. That's what it is. It's an evil enterprise. Roll them.
With respect, going on a cruise, if you go to the gambling, I'm going to keep on giving you liquor. I'm keep on giving you liquor.
Yeah.
It's the same flow.
And so they are literally saying, we're going to give you a meal, we're going to give you some drink, but you just keep putting your dollars, your hard-earned cash in these slot
Hard-earned, could you pause? Hard-earned cash. Putting your hard-earned cash into these machines at the illegal gambling casino that gets robbed numerous times, that a security guard was shot at, that's frequented by desperate black people. Hard-earned. Every single dollar that is gambled away in that establishment is, you took your EBT card, you went to the bodega, you got 50 cents on the dollar selling it, they gave you cash, and you fucking went to this place and blew it. Or you robbed some other guy on the street, you got his money and you're betting it. Or you sold some fucking dope and you're in there gambling it. There is not one hard-earned dollar being wagered in that establishment, I assure you. All right, continue.
Knowing that rigged, knowing that they're cheating people, knowing that people are giving them their lives.
The most vulnerable in our community.
Yeah.
Cool, great.
Well, you know, what Bob Cox said, I thought it was deep. He said, rich people have 401ks, poor people have lottery tickets and slot machines.
Yeah.
Pause that. Rich people have 401ks. Poor people have lottery tickets and slot machines. You will find some very wealthy people, or people that were very wealthy, that have gambled away, pissed away fortunes. This is not a thing that is just for poor people or just for minorities. Gambling is a scourge to everybody. Everyone. It affects the cities that the casinos pop up in. They're talking about opening a real casino, not one of these just machine casinos, ones with tables and dealers, and in New York City. I think Aqueduct Raceway is going to get a fucking real casino. And it just, look at Atlantic City. Look at the wasteland between the Borgata and the Boardwalk casinos. Look at the wasteland between the Marina Casino and the Boardwalk casinos. It is like no man's land. It's Mad Max. Because that's what happens. That's what happens. Oh, it creates jobs. Yeah, the people work in the casino for shit. They're not making the money. They usually gamble away the money they earned, and they have to live close, so they live in this shithole that is created around these towering structures, these casino hotels. Is there any more of that?
My guy.
Ain't that something?
My guy. It's deep.
Yeah, it's deep, all right. It's very simple. You know, I love gambling. I love it. I go to a casino anytime I have to go to a casino. I don't go to the casino. If I have a gig there, if my brother's going, like my brother plays Atlantic City Casino sometimes. He's like, yeah, come by. I got a gig there, and I'll go and I'll gamble, play some blackjack. But I will never just go to a casino just to go, oh, I got to gamble. And I've gambled a lot, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the yelling. It's like video games, motherfucker. I'll just yell and scream, but that's my enjoyment. There are people that cannot do that. A lot of people. And I think the only difference between someone that has disposable income and a desperate person that can't pay their rent is that they see the casino as some type of hope, some type of way of getting that money to pay the rent or buy food or something like that, or drugs. And people with disposable income just see it as it's kind of fun. And if you win, it's even more fun. If you lose, fuck, that sucked. It's not so life or death. So that's the difference. But, people are prey to the casinos. They really are. And once you get in there, everything is set up. Everything is set up to get your money. There's no detail that is there that is for anything else than to get your money. But concerning this story, the guy, security guard being shot and killed, and Ben Crump getting a huge settlement from the illegal gambling cafe. Here's the news story on the actual shooting. Let's watch.
Today we're hearing from the wife of a man who was murdered at an internet cafe in Havana 2 years ago. A jury awarded her a $779 million verdict in her wrongful death lawsuit. Our Stacey Inez joins us now live from Havana. And Stacey, you spoke with the family. What did they tell you today?
Yeah, Jacob, I spoke with Kimberly Butler, and she's the wife of Louis Butler. But she says she is not stopping here because she doesn't want anyone else to experience what she and her family have gone through because of this. And attorney Ben Crump says Butler was shot 8 times, and they hope that this high dollar amount on that civil verdict sends a strong message.
My husband was a beautiful person.
A message to who?
Give a person the shirt off his back.
Kimberly Butler speaks alongside attorney Ben Crump after a $779 million civil verdict in a wrongful death lawsuit. 2 years ago, her husband Louis Butler was killed during an armed robbery at an internet cafe in Havana.
This angel named Kimberly Butler, since her husband was murdered, she has been bearing this cross alone, saying, I don't want anybody to know the loss and the heartache that we feel.
Before he died, Butler reportedly pushed the store clerk out of the way to take on the robbers. The clerk was shot in the ankle, but survived.
He put himself in the line of fire to save someone else's life.
Tyrone Washington was sentenced for murder charges on December 2nd. He was handed life in prison without the possibility of parole. The civil verdict was awarded Monday. Crump says the owners of the internet cafe failed to report a previous armed robbery, allegedly by the same suspects, which he says led to their coming back to rob the cafe again and Butler being killed.
The state attorney and the individuals who involved said, well, why wasn't that robbery reported?
Wow.
And it turned out they concluded they didn't report the robbery because they didn't want the state attorney scrutinizing the illegal gambling activities that were taking
could you pause?
And now.
Yeah, exactly. It's an illegal gambling facility. I can't even talk. I'm so flabbergasted. they didn't report the robbery because they didn't want them looking around at their illegal gambling. Yeah. And the guy signed on to be a security guard at this place. Was he stupid? Perhaps. What would it take to look around and go, oh, this is a shady fucking business here? I'm supposed to be the security guard at a place like this? Nah. So again, don't blame the guy robbing the place that had robbed it previously. Don't blame the actual criminals that took this guy's life. Blame the fucking illegal gambling operation, and that's what you're going to go for when the wife says, I don't want no one else to feel the hurt and pain that I... So she's going to lead this charge against illegal gambling casinos? Not the charge against blacks who perpetrate robbery and murder? They're so stupid. All right, let's watch.
Kimberly is working with lawmakers to make sure other families don't have to share her pain.
My only hope and my prayer is that we can get this bill passed, the Lewis Butler bill passed.
Yes, ma'am.
To close down these illegal internet gambling cafes. Said I'm not going to stop until it's done.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody got to speak for the we.
Now, Kimberly told a story today about her husband. She says he used to pack extra food whenever she would cook to take for lunch, and he would give it to working college students or people who didn't have enough money to get food. And she says one day he gave a lady the only lunch that he had and went and bought himself a hot dog instead. And she says that is the man she will always remember. We're now live in Havana. Stacey Inez, WCTV.
Oh, thank you, Stacy. A tragic story indeed. What is shutting down illegal internet casinos? What is that going to do? Like another place, another business with another security guard won't get robbed and the security guard won't be shot? Is there a epidemic of security guards being shot in internet casinos, illegal internet casino? I don't know. Seems like you want to put your energies in a different place, like crime and murder and the problem that the black community is having with such things. Shutting down, they're illegal. Yeah, they should be shut down. But it's definitely not going to stop other people from feeling the pain you're feeling in losing your husband. Plenty more husbands are going to be gunned down. And again, if that guy didn't walk into that place and go, oh, yeah, fuck this shit. Yeah, take it easy. I'll be a greeter at Walmart until something else comes along. But I'm not standing in this place as the line of defense against the animals that are going to be coming in here. But he didn't.